Good morning. It's Pop again. Dennis Murray. This is Popcast 24, and it's called Awe. Now, we've talked about awe quite a lot thus far, but essentially I've done an overview for the first 23 podcasts of 22, and then I've begun to go back and start fleshing out. I'm hoping to organize my YouTube videos into groups, and I would call the first 22 overview or survey or something like that. So for quite a while, we're going to flesh out the details, and we need to begin with awe. I'm also going to try very hard to make enough preparation that I'm able to stick to pretty close to 5 minutes, because I think that's a pretty good ambition. It gives a bite-sized piece and gives time to think over the material that's being covered, which is, not something we think about often. So it requires us to stop and take a breath in between bites. Okay, so words are inadequate. This is a psychological experience of a very profound nature. This awe, we don't know. By awe, am I referring to the psychological experience? Yes. Am I referring to an independent reality that seems to cause us to feel awe? There's no way of knowing if that's the case, that it exists outside our psychology. We live inside the universe, and we're hardly in a position to stand outside of it and look back and say, "Oh yeah, awe is what made that happen." There's a thing called awe, and it has a name and divine characteristics, etc. So all we can do is operate from within our psychology, which is limited by the fact that it can't step outside the universe and take a good look. But from within our psychology, awe is quite real. It's important to recognize that we live from our psychology. We don't live from only the small part of our psychology that gives us objective judgment. That part is useful in some things, but it's an adjunct to the intuition at the heart of our psychology. And awe is the name of that intuition at the heart of our psychology, a sense that all is right with the world, that some powerful creative goodness is in charge, that we belong here, that we are welcome here, that we are safe here, that we arise somehow from this profound goodness, and we have an enormous sense of oneness with this goodness. And essentially, as we've learned more about our own psychology and discovered there's an unconscious portion of our psychology where this sense of awe seems to reside, we form a sense of comfort with our own unconscious, a sense of oneness with our own unconscious. And as a result, we have a wholeness of our own person. And with it comes a strong connection to oneness with the world and with the other people in the world. But it's very important to recognize that words are inadequate, that the experience is overwhelming, and that all of our efforts to attempt to describe it are, well short of the mark, so that we always want to keep the experience as the source. We don't want to substitute words for it. Just in 20 seconds, a number of instances where this sense of awe is present. Philosophers and poets and songwriters have spoken about them for at length. Starry nights. You look at the stars and the vastness of the universe just overwhelms you. Sometimes you perhaps are moved to tears. Sunsets, deep woods, a beautiful flower, a breeze in the trees, an act of kindness, falling in love. Believe me, watching your first baby emerge from your wife's body, if that doesn't give you a sense of awe, you are not paying attention. Okay, very good. Enough for today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.